Hi, everybody. I am with Geeky Nate, and we are at
The Razer Store.
and it is in London.
V2 Pro.
Not a V2 Pro.
Yes, you'll notice that most of Razer's products are named after snakes. So the key with this one is that you have replaceable buttons. So you can switch out these two here, for example, a 6-button option, if you want the 6 buttons, or a full number keypad for even more button options. So if you're playing your RPGs, this is great for that. For your basic shooters, the normal mode is great. And then if you've got slightly more complex options that you want to program in, the 6-button is probably your perfect middle ground. Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool.
Is it lightweight?
It's very light. Yeah,
Very light.
it's very light. It's also got your sensitivity button, so you can change the speeds sensitivity. So if you're switching to a sniper rifle, you can press that, and all of a sudden you get very accurate aim. So yeah, it's a good mouse. It's £179, not dollars, but not in America.
The different forms of wireless charging that we do are based around the underside of the mouse here. So starting off, you then have the original Mouse Dock Pro, which came with the original wireless charging puck. This then means that you can swap over any of the standard discs that come with any of the mice into something that then operates with any key charging system. So the Mouse Dock Pro is the same kind of charger that you would find for your phone, not inherently designed for it. Technically, you can prop it on it and it will work in the same way. But what this means is that we sell the charging puck separately. So if you have a wireless charger handy, or if you have a desk that has one built in, you don't necessarily need to go for our kit to be able to do it. It's a proprietary charging technology. Separately, you then have our Hyperflux charging system. So we introduced this a little bit later. In about 2015, you then had a craze where a lot of different companies were working to build a wireless charging mat. And this took a couple of different forms. Most companies usually built specialized versions of their mice to then operate with their own form of wireless charging pad. Unfortunately, the way the wireless charging works, you've got coils that transfer energy almost like a transformer. So it has to be specifically designed for the kind of mouse that you're using it on. Originally, we took a bit of a different approach, wherein we wanted to create a light wireless mouse that then was able to wirelessly charge, but then didn't have any kind of reduced weight because of the amount of coils that we had to put in it. So admittedly, we went for a bit more of an interesting angle where the mouse itself had no battery. It was specifically powered by the mat underneath it. It had some capacitance in it, so it would last about 20 to 30 seconds, lifted off the mat, but it came as a set, and you bought it as one. Later on, we then brought out the Hyperflux V2. This then means that when you buy it, it comes with the specialized puck that is necessary for its use. But, and this is the lovely little bit of voodoo magic that I love with our mice. Every mouse that we do has a wireless receiver. Usually the section for the puck is also the hatch that then covers the storage for that puck if you're taking your mouse with you. But you do not need the wireless receiver if you're using one of these. Our Mouse Dock Pro can then operate as a hyperpolling dongle as well, so you can use it as our kind of high-speed dongle. But the party trick of the Hyperflux, you do not plug in the receiver on the mouse. You plug it. You swap the Hyperflux puck into the mouse. You turn the mouse on. You plug the Hyperflux pad in. As soon as you put the mouse on the pad for the first time, it will immediately turn on the mouse and pair it with a receiver built into the Hyperflux mat. So you immediate connection, immediate pairing, you then have an infinitely charging wireless mouse that then can operate through only one USB port taken up by the PC. Not only that, one of the main things that we wanted to kind of defeat with all of the mice of our range that had that kind of wireless charging system, we wanted to be able to have a person choose their mouse without having to worry about the method of charging that they be used later. So all of our mice, as standard, use USB-C charging. We generally do our best to keep the plug for that standardized, so you don't need to have our special like confined plug to be able to use it with. But that then also means that if you did want to go for the wireless charging pad, our wireless charging dock, or any form of wireless charger, you are not beholden by the wireless mouse that you pick for it. On a slightly separate note, you do have our esports mice, but they don't then have the wireless charging feature. The way I generally compare it is that you've got a Formula One car in our esports mice, all about accuracy, weight reduction, precision, but with that you do lose some of your creature comforts. With our immersive side, I'd equate that to a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. It's got still does great track times, it moves quickly, great specs, but it's got air conditioning, it's got a stereo. You can actually, it's more designed for kind of longer form use. So if you're running around trying to go for Ascendant in Valorant, you pick one of our esports mice. If you're locking in for your 14-hour Final Fantasy XIV raid, you pick one of our immersive ones. There is the rundown of all of our wireless charging systems.
Thank you.
No worries. I didn't stare into the camera too much, but...
Oh, that's fine. Thank you.
Cold Steve Austin, cause Stone Cold said so. 100% pure whoop-ass.
We need a Stone Cold like a whole set.
Oh yeah.
of Duty Mobile is my absolute favorite game, so that's funny that they have this on a tablet, because I would play it on a phone, but they got it with the controller things. I might have to try it. But then I like how they've gone back to like the see-through tech. Like, I'm a huge fan of that. That was like my childhood.
So this is the Kishi V3 Pro. So the Kishi V3 Pro can be used on mobile phones, tablets, and also obviously huge tablets up to 13 inches. The nice thing about the Kishi V3 is that it uses tactile buttons. So instead of using just your standard like kind of mushy buttons where you don't feel reaction when you're playing, you basically have these really nice clicky reaction buttons so that you won't miss a click. In terms of the Kishi V3 Pro and the Pro XL, it comes with an 8-way D-pad. So again, that's also very, very tactile. And you also have these removable, if I can get this off. I'll put this down here for a moment.
Wow. Okay.
If you have these removable thumbsticks so that you can choose the right way that you play. This one has Call of Duty on it, so I was playing it earlier on. But essentially, you can also go into the Nexus Hub if it can work. Thank you. There we go. And then the Nexus Hub basically chooses all your favorite games. So we have stuff like Brawlhalla, we have Call of Duty, we have Fortnite, that you can play via the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. And we also have other games like Roblox, Brawl Stars, Among Us.
wow.
So yeah, you can play loads of different games through here. And especially the nice thing about it is you can use like emulators and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to stream games directly from the Kishi to your device, depending on what you're using it for. The Kishi V3, all the Kishis have these really nice little back pedals as well. So you've got more buttons to play with, especially if you're playing a game that requires a lot of buttons and obviously combos and stuff. And then all the buttons on the top. So the triggers are very reactive, kind of hyper triggers as well. So they're very easy to use. The nice thing about it is that your phone basically powers the Kishi, so there's no batteries to charge. You also have a USB-C pass-through that you can also unplug and replug if you wanted to play for longer hours. And it also has a 3.5mm jack as well. The controller basically feels like a nice kind of handheld full-size controller, so you basically get a nice grip on it. Also has these kind of little edges on the bottom, kind of rubber edges, so that you can kind of grip it a lot easier. But yeah, that's basically Kishi V3 Pro. It comes in basically all various sizes. So this one here is the Kishi V3 Pro, if I can get it on there. Kishi V3 Pro, so that fits up to 8-inch tablets and also mobile phones. Then you've also got the baby of the group, the Kishi V3, so that just fits mobile phones. And then you've got the Kishi V3 Pro XL, and that fits up to tablets up to 13 inches.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a nice little piece of equipment. I really enjoy it just for games like Genshin Impact and StarRel. But a lot of my other friends will definitely use it for emulators such as like Pokemon emulators, or even using it for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
So this is the same as that.
Yeah, so this is just a Phantom White edition, so it's a kind of a limited edition Kishi V3. It's just a nice little kind of refresh. It reminds me of the old Game Boy Advances.
Yeah. Seen the whole set over there.
Yeah.
Like that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's my childhood.
It literally reminds me of that, which is really cool. And you can see the kind of obviously you can see the little PCB boards on there as well, which is really nice.
Thank you so much.
Oh, of course, yeah, no worries.
Yes.
Glad to have helped.
Yay. Cool.
Would really like a silent disco with the headphones because we're looking at them and all the little blinking lights over there. Yes.
Have them with all Kraken kitties.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. We want that.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. And she can be here for the event.
Oh yes.
Yes.